Hey everyone, Anfield here. Today's video, as you can likely guess by the title, is an overview of Black Desert's newest and 29th class, Deadeye. Now, before we get started, it's worth noting for anyone who would be new to the game interested in trying the new class, that Black Desert is currently 100% off until 9 AM UTC on the 9th of January 2025. So, if you're interested, check out the description of my video for more details and links. Deadeye has now been out since the 24th of December, and since then I've tagged the class in my main, an Awakening Ranger. She's the first new range type damage class since Archer, and with Ranger, only the third ever of that damage type. This is nice for me personally, as it makes using offensive PvP artifacts more viable when tagging her. In playstyle, she's reminiscent of both Archer and Corsair Awakening to me, with her own very unique theming. She's also the third Ascension class in the game, meaning that she starts with an Awakening at level 1, and her level 56 quest just fully unlocks the potential in the kit. However, unlike Archer, she leans more on her pre-Awakening, her revolvers, for much of her skill usage, as well as her offhand shotgun. For an Awakening weapon, she sports an RPG named Lil Devil. In PvP, she would certainly be a kiting class, but more Awakening Dark Knight in style rather than Archer, as she is much closer range most of the time. In PvE, she excels at single target damage thanks to her regular bullets, which give her huge potential at those spots that aren't AoE focused. Not that she's bad at those spots either. New players will have a smooth time at earlier spots as well, as she does have great mobility, good damage output, and a lower skill ceiling earlier on. I would be careful, however, with her mana and stamina management, and highly recommend newer players take MP on hit add-ons or try Spirit Perfume Elixir to help mitigate the cost. Deadeye's passives are very interesting. Let's start with the basic stat passive, the Canary Way. This grants 20 ranged AP at 150 HP when maxed. This compares very favorably to the 6 ranged AP and 300 stamina Ranger gets, and the 12 ranged AP and 5% accuracy Archer gets. Next, she has Frontier Survivor. This passive allows Deadeye to continue using stamina skills even when her stamina is out, for the cost of twice the required stamina and HP. So if you run out of stamina, and let's say the skill that you want to use is 200 stamina, it would then cost you 400 HP to use the skill instead. This is allowed so long as she has 25% or at least 800 HP minimum. Finally, she has the Good, the Bad, the Ugly. This passive lets Deadeye reset some skill cooldowns after she swaps her ammo type with Switch and Load, lower target DP by up to -30 with her shotgun, and apply -9% evasion and -30% crit rate with Lil Devil. So remaining mechanics worth a quick mention is to compare regular ammo versus Marnie ammo. I mentioned before Switch and Load, its mechanic activated by pressing E, and its passive effect, but what is the difference between the ammo types you're using this skill to actually swap between? Well, in short, basically regular ammo damage is quite a bit higher, but it doesn't have as much penetration through enemies or AoE. There's also alterations to the effects on skills as well as mechanics. So this is most noticeable on the Awakening abilities, such as the duration or the damaging effects of Rocket's Red Glare or Light Up the Sky. She also has no S block, so that's sort of the forward guard you get when you walk backwards with your character. She doesn't have that, but she does have a Q block. When you press Q, Deadeye will summon a wall to hide behind, and this is one of my favorite thematic aspects of her kit. Finally, Deadeye's 3-minute buff, Gunslinger Standoff. It provides 10 AP and 30% critical hit rate. However, it is possible to achieve plus 40 AP by combining this buff with the revolver effects of her passive, the Good, the Bad, the Ugly. So how does she feel to play overall? I would say I'm mostly pretty happy with her. She flows nicely, has excellent mobility, fun passives, nice effects, and feels like a worthwhile addition to the game. My only criticisms are the lack of depth in the Awakening toolkit. I'm not a fan of the RPG Awakening in general, but I don't think it's helped by the shallow skill set. I also think the normal versus Marnie bullets could be fleshed out much more and the differences increased. I fully expect, however, to see changes like these. New classes usually receive at least a month worth of consistent updating to smooth out any issues and expand on their kit. So now we're going to take a look at a few different grinding options, namely an early game spot and a mid game spot, so that you can see how the class functions. Now if you're brand new to BDO, BDO functions as an action combat MMO, so it kind of is more like a fighting game in that comboing is kind of the big deal with how BDO classes work. That being said, early game PvE is really easy, and all you really need to be is level 56, which sounds like a big number, but it's not. Once you start doing the main quest line, it'll propel you to that level pretty quickly. So don't worry about that. Ultimately, this class could be grinded entirely by pressing your F button. It is that simple. It doesn't use a resource, and it does do just about enough damage. So that is one way to play it. However, you can throw a few more skills. And skills that I recommend are WF, a skill that will propel you forward while you attack, and WRMB. Now, while you're grinding, I think the Marnie rounds are fine at early game because it gives you better AoE, and the mobs generally do fall over. So I recommend trying that, but otherwise you can just do F if you want, but ultimately you could also press more buttons. It's entirely it can be as intricate as you want it to be, but generally early game, keep it pretty simple. Next, we're going to take a look at Gyfin Underground, which is kind of like a mid-game spot. I took some of my AP off so I would have much lower, and this is just sort of that example of that. I can also put on, I guess, afterwards my full AP, but it's not really relevant. The Cabal artifacts are great, but I don't have any Camisylvia damage. In fact, I have demi-humans, so I'm not getting any Lightstone benefit, but I am getting a little bit more benefit from having really good crystals and Reforged Stones. Definitely the Reforged Stones mid-game players wouldn't have, but you probably would have crystals. They're pretty cheap now for the most part, but that's kind of just so you know, full disclosure about what I'm running here. So yeah, the combo that I used here was WRMB, S and LMB, then S and F, then Shift and F, then Shift and RMB, and WF. I didn't religiously stick to it. I tried a few different things, but that's the general overarching combo that I tried here at Gyfin, and she was really, really good. Now, I was considering adding some Darkseeker's Retreat, but I don't have enough practice there, and there's already a really few good videos up of people that are really, you know, big dedicated PvEers that already have better videos ready for you to check out a Darkseeker's Retreat. So if you are looking for endgame Deadeye, then you can definitely go and check those videos out. And I really recommend it because, obviously, I did mention earlier, she's really good at Darkseekers, and you can go see that for yourself. So if that's what you're looking for, I highly recommend you check out Lua or Looney. They already have videos up on YouTube that you can check out for Darkseeker's Retreat. So I hope you've enjoyed this overview of Deadeye. Don't forget you can come by my live stream at twitch.tv/AnfieldW to get all the updated info on BDO and for a place to hang. I'll catch you all on the next one.